Stage 12 of the Giro D'Italia was supposed to be won for the sprinters. A 50-point day in the Maglia Ciclamino, would the GC riders finally get some rest after a taxing few days? Wout van Aert was hoping to be back on lead-out mode. Could Olav Koy finally win, or would it be Paul Magnier's day? Ethan Hayter hoping to help him. In the Maglia Rosa, and still leading the race, now by 31 seconds, was Isaac Del Toro of UAE Emirates. The race starting in Modena and finishing in Viadana, just up the road. A couple of hills to take on in the first part of the stage. A potential for crosswinds too, and narrow roads going through Parma. Intermediate sprint for bonus seconds and the Red Bull kilometre at Brescello before a final lap of the finishing town. Once the official start went, it was a little more active than we expected. 4 or 5 teams wanted to get up the road originally. Visma Lease Bike and Alpecin de Koenig soon tried to show them that they wouldn't be allowed to do that. And once 3 riders got up the road, everybody blocked it to make sure they'd have something easier to control. Epis, Pietrobon and Tarozzi would be the 3 riders up the road. Going past Ferrari and its headquarters, it was surely time for a fast finish. Alpecin, alongside Visma and Decathlon, were the main controlling teams, and they didn't allow the gap to grow more than 3 minutes. In fact, for most of the day, it had tried to be controlled at 2 minutes. A few spots of rain appeared around 40 kilometres into the stage. First categorised climb taken, and then the rain started to come down a little more frequently. Tarozzi struggling on the descent, but he catches breakaway mates further on. Kruijswijk and Janssens doing most of the work behind. And it was a good old fight between Pietrobon and Epis at the first intermediate sprint. The former taking it, and Mads Pedersen coming to take the remaining points behind. The wet roads meant a few nerves on the descent. But some lovely shots too. Hairpins aplenty in the hills in Emilia-Romagna. Tarozzi taking the next climb. Only 2 classified on the day, not too many points available. Fortunato still in control of that competition. Maglia Ciclamino Pedersen was briefly off the back as they head into potential crosswind territory. But he, like those he'd been caught out with behind, worked out their way towards the front, and it would get very, very nervous with the road about to open up. Several teams wanted to bring their GC riders to the front, the gap to the breakaway suddenly coming down quicker. The second intermediate sprint was this time won by Epis, getting the better of Pietrobon. Same scenario behind, Pedersen there to swallow up the remaining points. A bike change for Juan Ayuso produced a few nerves just as things were heating up at the front, and the road narrowed with several teams trying to make sure they were there in case. Ayuso returned. The breakaway was about to be returned to the peloton. 3 hours of racing, the average not frightening, but that was changing. Pietrobon just about surviving that little bit more as it almost came back together, and the Red Bull kilometre approached. 6, 4 and 2 bonus seconds were available. Pietrobon taking them. Kim Hajduk was there to take 4 for the Ineos Grenadiers. And guess who again behind? Isaac Del Toro, showing that he's every bit the racer that he is. 2 more bonus seconds and a GC lead from 31 to 33 seconds over his teammate. Once across the finish line in Viadana, the bell was ringing. A 26-kilometre circuit that would be taken on at warp speed. Maglia Rosa and the GC contenders having to fight for position at the front, the sprinters wanting to do the same. The first big marker was that 3-kilometre to go mark. Any crashes or incidents after this, and that would mean the same time for everybody. After that, it was time for the sprinters. Now they know they can breathe. Left turn coming up. Wout van Aert wins it for Olav Koy. And Koy is going to have a penalty kick to bring this one home if he can. Can Van Aert deliver for another 100 metres or so? Here we go. It's lead-out time for Wout van Aert. Visma Lease Bike have been growing into this race. They're trying to get around. It's an early launch sprint, though, from Casper Van Uden. He's going long to the line. Van Uden is there. Groves behind him. Koy's there too. Koy has to get around. On the right-hand side, it's Mads Pedersen. They all come to the line. Four together. There's the throw. And finally, Olav Koy has it. All of that work done by Wout van Aert. And it was work done well, with Olav Koy embracing Wout van Aert. Van Aert very much now in this race. Visma Lease Bike having their second stage. And Koy getting what he came for. It was so tight as well. Van Uden's long sprint grabbing him a second place. Koy, of course, taking first. Ben Turner, impressive. And Mads Pedersen up there as well. A 40th career win for Olav Koy. His second in the Grand Tour. The top 10 on your screen. A nice moment on the podium for the Dutchman, rumoured to be leaving Visma Lease Bike at the end of the year. But he's picking up more wins for them right now. The Maglia Ciclamino still comfortably led, however, by Pedersen. He once again on the podium and affecting the race each and every day. In the general classification, a good day again for Del Toro and UAE. Their leaders kept out of trouble, Del Toro adding 2 more bonus seconds. Another day in the Maglia Rosa, day number 4 for the Mexican, as he looks better and better in the race lead. Next stage takes us to Vicenza, into the Veneto. It's the finishing circuit, or something approaching it, from the Giro del Veneto in the last few years. Monteberico will be taken on. A couple of short, sharp climbs. Interesting to see how this one ends. At a finish in Vicenza. You can watch it as usual on TNT Sports.